Very clean, simple, delicious ingredients. Today, from some steak, poblanos, and beautiful cheese, we're going to make a delicious taco. Oh boy, I can't wait to dig in. Oh yeah, steak and poblano tacos. Oh, those are favorite flavors of mine. And when you put cheese with poblano, it's a guaranteed success. Poblano and cheese. If you've never tried it, you've missed out. And when you do try it, you're going to realize why people say they go together. This wonderful combination makes one of the best tasting tacos that you're ever going to put in your mouth and you ever have the pleasure of eating. They're not hard to make. It requires a little prep up front, but it's nothing hard. Come on over. We're going to start with the poblanos and get them charred. Then we're going to slice the meat, poblanos, and get busy making some delicious, and I mean delicious, tacos. Come on. We need to get the skin off of our poblano. There's several ways you can do this. You can scorch it on a stove like I'm going to do, blistering the skin. You can use a grill. If you got a great gas grill, it works great for this. If you don't have any of these items, then use your oven. Place the oven on a broiler setting. Put these as close to the heating element as possible. Let them blister, and once they've blistered, pull them out of the oven, only after a few minutes. Put them in a plastic bag and let them sweat. After that, the skin will come right off. If you have the ability to do this, you can char them, peel off the charred part, and end up with a beautiful charred flavor. Or you can simply do it this way and wash them clean. Either way, it works good. The cracking and popping you hear, that's just a part of the skin blistering. And as it blisters, it will come clean from the meat underneath, and that's what we're looking for. If you'll notice poblanos, I've had these on for just a couple of seconds, but poblanos are very resistant to heat, so don't be afraid to get them right into the fire. Trust me, they can handle it. All right, and see, that's what I'm talking about. Whoops. Go ahead and char them well. The aroma that comes off of this is incredible, but I will forewarn you, sometimes it has a tendency to affect the olfactory senses, and that's because you've got some of that capsaicin that's being released into the air, and it can affect you a bit. Now, I'm used to it, but it seems to bother other people. It makes people cough or their eyes water or their nose itch a little bit, and that's very normal. When you get them like this, if you want to just take that skin and peel it back just like so, you can do that, okay? And it'll take right off of there. Now, some of that skin may not come off, and if you want, again, you can sweat these in a plastic bag. That works really well, and then that skin comes loose very easy. But as you can see, it peels pretty easy, and if you do it this way without washing it, you're going to keep that charry flavor that it has, and that is really good. Some people like that, other people wash it, each to their own. So you choose what you want to go with. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you a bit of my wisdom here. If you've never handled hot peppers, hot chilies, okay, see what I'm doing? I'm not afraid of the capsaicin getting on my hands. They're used to it. What I'm afraid of is scratching under my eye or some other sensitive location on my body, and suddenly it's burning. Even after you wash capsaicin off, or you've scrubbed it with detergent and a brush, and you think you got it all off, suddenly hours later you find out you weren't that successful, and it's no fun. Okay, so go ahead and just put on the gloves. It is a lot easier. The capsaicin will come off quickly, easily that way. I have these ready to go. Now you see all that color inside? Most of the time a poblano doesn't have that, but these are nice and beautiful and red. The skin's kind of thin. The seeds were a dark color, and I guarantee you these are going to be spicy. Sometimes poblanos are mild and sometimes they're spicy, and these right here are going to be on the spicier side. Okay, so I've just handled them enough to recognize certain signs of a spicy poblano. So what I'm looking for is some nice diced poblano. And what that's going to do is it's going to release its beautiful flavor as we cook it up with the beef. Oh yeah. This is actually one of my favorite foods right here, the poblano chili. And a lot of people call this a vegetable. Folks, it's really a fruit. And the difference between a fruit and a vegetable has nothing to do with sugar. It has everything to do with whether or not it's a seed-bearing pod. A seed-bearing pod is a fruit, and that was a fruit. As you saw me do with my poblanos, I am not going to make really big chunks of beef. What I want are some very small pieces of beef. I'm going to go ahead and remove any exterior heavy pieces of fat because I want this to be just a really super lean dish. You make yours however you want. If you want to use that fat, you go right ahead. It's your choice. I'm just going to remove it for me and for my purposes. Now normally, if I was cooking this, like for steak or for other recipes, I'd leave that fat on there. Whenever I'm doing, small dicing or anything like that, I like to go ahead and remove it. So what I'm going to do is to cut anywhere from 1/4 to about 3/8 of an inch thick slices. And that's what I'm doing right there. And I'm going to do that to all of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and cube that out into some nice dice. Oh, that'll be beautiful. Now sometimes, and every once in a while on my videos, you'll see me remove food from my knife, and I will do it like this, okay? You will never see me run it along the edge. I'm always against the back of the knife up here, so be careful about mimicking that. It's a rather dangerous thing to do. Best to push things off of the blade away from the edge like that, okay? And that's the recommended way of doing it. I think we're about ready to make some tacos, with the exception that I just got to shred my cheese and we're up and running. Hot dog. Alrighty. Now the kind of cheese you can use for this, there's a lot of different ones. You can use Monterey Jack. That's what I'm using here. You can use mozzarella. You can use, in the southern region of Mexico, there is an area called Oaxaca. Oaxaca is a place where some monks originally started making a type of cheese called Oaxaca cheese. They named it after the place. And, well, that cheese is really good also. It's a type of string cheese. Any of these white cheeses work really well for this. They melt well and they taste good in this. So give that a shot. What we're going to do, we're going to start with our meat and with our poblanos in the skillet. And when those are cooked up and looking beautiful, we're going to start adding in some cheese, get it melted in, and that's when we introduce a beautiful tortilla. I need to heat my pan first. It's the same thing I teach in a lot of my videos. Go ahead and get that pan hot first. Once the pan is up to full temperature, then get your oil in it and start your cooking. Now I like this pan because it's big, and once it gets hot, it is hot. And I've got a big burner that is good for getting it that way. So we're gonna let it heat. As soon as it will allow water to dance in there, then we're ready to cook. Nope, not quite hot enough yet. It's beginning. See how we got some of that starting to skate? It means we're about at that right temperature. I'm going to give it just a moment more. We'll get some oil in it and then we start cooking. Now remember, we always preheat that pan prior to putting oil in it. Number one, so we can test it. You can't throw water into a pan with oil in it. And number two, if you preheat the oil, the protein in the oil, what there is of it in there, will break down, and then you lose some of your lubricating properties. Okay, and that's just the way oil is. Okay, now let's get some meat down in here. right, I just want to get this spread out. We're going to give it a minute to get a little bit of sear on it because I'm looking for that brown edge on that meat. And that's one of the reasons we needed to preheat that pan. You get that nice brown edge going on. And I'm here to tell you, that is real good like that. There you go. See that? That's beautiful. So as I mentioned, when we get to about the halfway point, we want to start adding in that poblano. I got just a little bit of poblano here. I'm going to add that in. All right. We'll give that a moment more. This is a quick cook. It does not take a lot of time. Isn't that beautiful looking? The color? Oh, let me tell you, the aroma is absolutely stellar. Now there's one thing I want to add to this. It's just a little touch of salt. It's not going to take much. But this dish will be kind of flat without it. Now, our cheese. So at this point, it is a matter of patience. You want that cheese to melt. We're going to stir it all together in just a moment. And when we do, we're going to be serving it up just shortly after that. Now there's something that they like to do as street food in Mexico. And that's where they take shredded cheese and put it on a large flat top and heat that cheese, and heat the cheese until it becomes nice and crispy. Okay, and this is a really, really cool way of making something just out of basic cheese in a hot pan. Kind of their version of fried cheese. There we go. Now that is looking beautiful. Get that all in there together. Give it just a moment more. It won't take much. And then we are going to spoon that up right over the top of our tortilla. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, now that absolutely a celebration of delicious flavor right there. Now there's something I want to do to make this just a little better. Now, as I mentioned, we got something special to go over the top. Yeah, that's right. Nothing quite like fresh Pico De Gallo. When you are doing a taco like this, you need to get some extra sharp flavors going on there. And this, folks, that is that extra sharp flavor. That right there is a perfect taco. Delicious and ready to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't that difficult. And I have a very, very rewarding treat. Oh, that's delicious. Tender. This, I'm going to be enjoying in a little bit. I'm so looking forward to this. Folks, try it. You're going to love it. I can't wait for you to. It is absolutely wonderful, and it's something you're going to enjoy. Please take a look in the description box down below. You're going to find some links there. One to Texas Cooking Today, where you're going to find a lot more of these recipes, but also to my website, S.A.Trotter.com, and that's where you get the recipes in PDF form. Check that out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, click the like button if you enjoyed this, and drop a comment down below. I appreciate it, folks. Have a good day. On my website, I have my recipes. That's right, I sell my recipes on my website, and I do that quite on purpose. I provide free tutorials here on YouTube. A lot of people sell their tutorials and give the recipes out for free. I would rather do a really good quality printed recipe like this, where you have a quality picture of what you're making, a description, what it is, and bullet pointing the ingredients, and designing the ingredients so you know what ingredients are for what. Is it for the rolls or for the filling? You know, in this one at least. Also, all of my instructions are numbered, and often I'll do pictures depicting what needs to be done. My recipes also come with a place on the bottom for notes. It's a great way to do a recipe and to know how to do something when you've never tried it before. Please do me a favor, take a look at S.A.Trotter.com, where I have my recipes in PDF format that I offer the public. Thank you very much, and folks, you have a good day. Bye-bye.